everybody. Welcome to the center of the heart. We're going to invite you to sing this song with us, okay? Let's wake up a little bit. One, two, three. Here we go. I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I just love, love stepping out to take a stand for God. Sing it again. I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I just love, love stepping out to take a stand for God. Here's the verse. Wake up, everybody. Put some passion in our lives. Rise up, the people of spirit. We meet new once and twice. You gotta get up out of those old sad shoes. Sing a new song, stop crying the blues. Wake up, stand up, spread the news, and take a stand for God. Here we go. I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I just love, love stepping out to take a stand for God. I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I got love, love stepping out to take a stand for God. One more time. Wake up, everybody. New verse. Put some passion in our lives. Rise up, people of spirit. Give it news once or twice. You gotta get up out of those old sad shoes. Sing a new song, stop crying the blues. Wake up, stand up, spread the news, and take a stand for God. One more, I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I just love, love stepping out to take a stand. One more time, I got peace, peace waking up. I got joy, joy rising up. I just love, love stepping out to take a stand for God.
All right, thank you for being here. Welcome to Center of the Heart. It is we are here, Center for Spiritual Living here in Santa Barbara, and I'd like to we say a statement here to kind of anchor us in what our purpose is. So I'm going to share it, and if you would repeat after me. Just give me a moment, please, because I'm running a lot of things. Here we go. Center of the Heart is a loving, spiritual community that empowers all people to live passionate, successful, and joy-filled lives. Thank you. Okay, and so then the other thing that we do uh, as we start our stuff is we hold our hands out and we kind of just, we're going to bless ourselves. This is our welcome here. So this is where you repeat after me. I bless who I am. I am the image and likeness of God. And I am another way that love is happening on this planet.
I am grateful for me. I thank God for me. And I welcome myself to my own center of my heart. All right, thank you. And I'm going to pass along this, our invocation and reading by Douglas Howard.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our service. And so this is our time to do the invocation, another way of saying a blessing to the center and to all who are here. And so welcome aboard. And so get quiet, get still, and let us just know that right here, right now is the very presence of God. This presence surrounds us, and this presence is within us. This presence goes before us. This presence is behind us, watching over us. And so we give thanks for this service this morning. We give thanks to all who are serving. We give thanks to George and to EJ for their wonderful music, to Roxy in the booth coordinating all of the various technical aspects to the service this morning. We give a big thanks to the practitioners and all who serve, and to Trish, who will be sharing a wonderful talk this morning coming through her as she guides and leads in an inspirational and sacred talk. And so we thank all of you who are joining us here this day, and we bless all, and all are a blessing. And so I release these thoughts, this prayer, into the divine mind of God, knowing that it is taken in and manifested here presently and throughout eternity. And so we give thanks, and with an attitude of gratitude, we say thank you, the Holy Spirit within and without. And so it is. Amen. And this morning, the reading is coming out of a beautiful book by Karen Wiley called Into Me See, a book of daily inspiration. And the particular section or chapter in her book that I have chosen for this morning is called See Rightly. And it reminds me of another saying from another teacher that I'm very fond of, Vernon Howard. He said, the doing is in the seeing. So we have to see in order to know what action to take. So seeing rightly. And so I quote from Psalms, how she starts this chapter. For with thee is the fountain of life. In thy light shall we see light. How easy it would be to get caught up in the negative economic news as reported by the media. My friend owns a bead store in suburban community in New Jersey. All around her, stores are closing down. Yet she sits in the middle of seeming chaos and her store bustling with activity and energy. My friend realized long ago that her life and her store are ministries of goodwill and revelation, and that she is sourced by the creator of all things. It is such a testimony of her consciousness. She is in the world, but not of it. This is our challenge, to see beyond seeing, to know a greater truth. We live above the fray, and because we do, we can see so much clearer and make decisions that are for the good of all concerned, rather from a fear of lack and limitation. We can begin to live from a greater knowing that we are sustained in a loving, giving universe that supplies all of our needs. We can draw a distinction between falsehood and reality. In consciousness, we create our experience. It takes discernment and discipline to keep our thoughts on that which is greater. Infinite wisdom directs us. Whatever we ought to know, we know. Whatever we ought to do, we will do. All with the awareness that whatever belongs to us will come to us easily and effortlessly. Our lives shall be fulfilled, for that is the promise of the kingdom. Divine intelligence molds our every thought and decision, which then manifests as our experience, and we are set free to live the life of our dreams. How wonderful to be alive in this time of great creativity and to know that freedom, prosperity, and joy are ours today. In the following affirmation, I take dominion over my life today. I see the perfection of life all around me. I receive the infinite bounty of the universe. And so it is. Amen.
So we have a new song to introduce today. So I'm going to invite the songwriter and friend to come up to the podium here, and we will hear and participate in this new revelation. Diana and Sheree.
Hello, I want everyone to stand up and clap, please. This is my favorite part of everything, so just get into it. I'm not recording. Okay.
One, two, one, three.
Tell the truth to me, Lord, tell the truth to me. I've been lying to myself about all I cannot do. I'm ready to understand. I'm ready to know who I am. Tell the truth to me, Lord, tell the truth to me. Give my soul a voice, Lord, give my soul a voice. I thought I had to be silent, but now I know I have a choice. I'm ready to come along, I'm ready to sing my song. Give my soul a voice, Lord, give my soul a voice. Guide my steps today, Lord, guide my steps today. I've been wandering in the dark, never sure of the way. I'm ready to see what is right, I'm ready to walk in the light. Guide my steps today, Lord, guide my steps today. To know who I am, I'm ready to sing my song. I'm ready to walk in the light. So guide my steps today. I'm ready to know who I am. I'm ready to sing my song. I'm ready to walk in the light. So guide my steps today. Thank you, Lord. I'm ready to know who I am. I'm ready to sing my song. I'm ready to walk in the light. So guide my steps today. I'm ready to know who I am. I'm ready to sing my song. I'm ready to walk in the light. So guide my steps today. Lord, guide my steps today. So guide my steps today, Lord, guide my steps today.
Turn this on for a second. Turn my mic on. All right, so we are in the place now where we'll have a silent prayer. And Douglas, we're going to.
Okay, so we are ready to go into
There you go.
our prayer for the world. And so I believe George will lead us with some beautiful background music, and I will go from there. So take it away, George.
Quietly. quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord. I'll wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place, quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord. I'll wait upon the Lord.
And so we take this time
Still my soul, be still. Be still my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place, quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord. I'll wait upon the Lord.
And so we take this time now to recognize Spirit, and we recognize the world around us, and let us know that Spirit leads each and every person. Let us know that those who lead our country and those who lead the countries around the world are being guided by a higher knowing, a higher wisdom. And let there be peace amongst the nations, and let there be peace within each nation. May those who are in need of any type and any kind, may they be blessed. May abundance be theirs. May they feel the presence of God. May they know that they're being led and guided, sustained and maintained. And may the wisdom that is in the Spirit, the divine mind, the all-knowing, let that wisdom be present today in each and every person, everywhere, be it in your personal life, be it in your local community, be it in your state, be it in the country, be it around the world, that a higher knower is guiding each and every one of us to a place of peace, a place of wisdom and guidance and abundance, prosperity. Let us know that the stillness within is there, and that all good is ours now, and that everybody is learning to work together, to be at peace with one another for a higher good and a higher purpose. Let us know that as we go forward these days, that we are blessed and that all good is ours. And so I give thanks, recognizing this presence and this wisdom, asking for guidance, knowing it is there, having the discernment to recognize it, and the will to carry it forward. And so we give thanks this day for all the blessings that are. And so it is. Amen.
I see trees of green, red roses too. They bloom for me, and they bloom for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I
see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces, people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces, people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. Ah, they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
A wonderful world. That, I think I might be a little louder than the music, so prepare yourself. I'm starting out quietly, but I'm a loud talker, so put your hand by the volume in case you need to turn me down. Anyway, I'm Trish Jahnke, licensed practitioner with Center of the Heart, but I live in Sedona, Arizona. So I welcome you to our talk today, which is Be One with All of Life. And that's a big topic. So I had to pull it in. I wanted to talk about everything that I love, which is all of life, but I'm going to talk about our natural world because that's kind of who I am and what my background was my whole life. So we're going to talk about this miraculous world that we live in and how we are all one and interwoven with each other. But as I talk about what a wonderful world we live in, I also know that we all carry a lot of sorrow and sadness for what's going on just worldwide with just everything. And I'm not talking about just with the natural world, I'm talking about all of the things that are on our minds. So for this little moment, let's set that aside and know that and believe that it's all in God's hands. And that for this moment, we can focus on what is absolutely astounding and wonderful, even amidst all of the other things that are going on in this world. So I want to look at just kind of how we as humans are part of this unfolding world, the natural world, because we're part of it. I know we have for many years, for many centuries, sort of stood ourselves apart from that, but we are definitely a part of nature and a part of this natural world as it's unfolding and its cycles and its amazing things. So I want to talk a little bit about what Ernest Holmes said about all of this. He is our founder. We like to always kind of bring him into what we're talking about. So one of the things that Ernest said was, creation is the result of spirit's one mode of action. It is impossible to think of creative life expressing itself other than in livingness. I love that. Other than in livingness. Yeah. He also said, no one has seen God. No one has seen life. What we have seen is the manifestation of life. We do not see life. We experience living. We do not see life. We do not see God, but we experience living. That piece of everything that's going on is the manifestation of spirit coming through everything and all things and us and all that we are surrounded by and that support us. And so I'm going to look at that a little bit. And I want to give you the reason why I feel like I can talk a little bit about this is because my background, what I did for a living was I was a science educator. Then I was an environmental educator. And that's what I did. I worked in schools, elementary schools. I also taught at the university, taught teachers how to teach science and environmental ed in their classes. But I also did things that were really fun. I was in a singing group called the Earth Tones. This was back in the 80s. And we sang about the environment. We had all these fabulous songs about habitat. And if cans were nickels and nickels were cans, there wouldn't be cans all over the land. I mean, this was the early part of environmentalism in the 70s and the 80s as we were kind of coming along. Things have changed. Things are moving along, sometimes backwards, sometimes forward. I try not to get discouraged. But one of the things I did was take animals into classrooms in elementary schools, and I would take spiders and bats and snakes. Now, I don't love spiders and bats and snakes that much, but they're such an important part of the whole system. And I wanted kids to understand that everything has place. So I would take live snakes into the classroom, and it was astounding how many children were really frightened of snakes. But after we talked about them and talked about how they have skeletons and they're not gushy and slimy and they have a role in the ecosystem and they're part of the system, then everybody wanted to touch the snake. So, I would often borrow from the university this 8-foot long gopher snake. It was huge. It would sometimes be like, I'd hold it in my hand and it would start crawling up, and I'd usually have on a jacket. It would crawl up my jacket sleeve, come around, crawl out the other side of my jacket sleeve. And the kids just loved that. Anything to make it so it's not a scary thing that we need to kill, but understand how it belongs. Anyway, so those are some of the fun things that I did in my career. I also I also stopped that career and got into psychology and expressive arts therapy. So I've had a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm a nature lover. I'm sure all of you listening here are nature lovers. I'm sure you get your sustenance from taking those walks, breathing the air, just looking at the abundance of life as it unfolds and unfolds and unfolds right in front of our eyes. It is an astounding thing. And so I want to talk about that. But I want to start, I've been reading, if you don't know about Michael Singer and his book, Untethered Soul, I would suggest it. He's got a new one out called Living Untethered. But where he starts is how this universe started. And boy, are we getting information from like the James Webb Telescope and the things that are looking back through time. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't even understand it. But the bottom line is, from what they understand now, and theories can change, but from what they understand, this universe started about 13.5 billion years ago from nothing, from like they think, I mean, I don't get this. I mean, this is so beyond me. This is where I go, okay, this is a God thing. From like an atom, something that couldn't even see, this whole universe just kind of exploded out into this just intensely hot thing of just nuclear, radiation, basically. And then it started congealing because of gravity into these hydrogen clouds. Hydrogen was the first thing that came out. Boom. So we have these hydrogen clouds, and these hydrogen clouds with gravity are coming together and together and further. And as they get closer in, they start to do this nuclear fusion thing. And that's how stars are born. So like this gases are coming together closer and closer, and poof, we get a star burning, and then stars start to like burn and do this fusion thing. And they do it for millions of years. I mean, this is way before us. So they're doing this thing, and like as they burn, they are starting to produce other elements. And basically that all the elements of this planet came from the stars. That means you and me, we are stars. I mean, we were really made out of star stuff. I find that magical. I love that. And so, I mean, basically humans are like basically only 6 elements. The main 6 elements are, we are oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. That's who we are. But is that who we are? I don't feel like a lump of calcium. When I look around and I see all of the things that are alive, I realize there's something else going on. And this is the thing we can't see. And this is the thing about spirit. This is where that spirit is infusing into this stuff that we are made of. We are stars, we are elements, but boy, oh boy, are we something else. So then I look out into the world and I see all the stuff that's going on, the birth, the death, the cycles, the water cycles. I mean, water in the ocean is going up into the clouds, it's going somewhere else, it's falling down, it's rolling down, nourishing, and it ends up back in the ocean. And just all these cycles are going on. The trees are breathing, we're breathing. Okay, so I get a little excited. I'm gonna simmer down here. So I want to read a poem because I love poems. And I love Mary Oliver. She's one of my favorites. So we just talked about the stars. So our sun is a star. So I'm going to read a poem about the sun. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun every evening, relaxed and easy, floats toward the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea and is gone? And how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world, like a red flower, streaming upward on its heavenly oils, say on a morning in early summer at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such a wild love? Do you think there is anywhere in any language a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out and warms you? And it's that sun that has like started the whole livingness. We have, oxygen suddenly was on this planet, and then this warmth from the sun just starts all of these amazing things cooking. And from that, life comes. And so we have this incredibly complex web around us of life. So there you are in California. I'm in Sedona. We're praying for rain, as you are. Sometimes we get a little too much. I live right on dry wash that turns into sometimes a 13-foot deep raging stream. Nature is it can be pretty dramatic. But, things have been going on for many, many millennia. So I have to trust that it's all going to unfold as it's going to unfold. So I try not to get too worked up, although I'm very worked up often I get worried, as I'm sure you all get worried. But I think, well, this thing's been unfolding now for 13.8 billion years. And I might not like what I'm seeing, but I got to trust that it's going to just keep unfolding, because I got to trust that spirit's in there manifesting itself. So we've got eucalyptus trees, we've got red-shouldered hawks out there that soar around. You've got your ocean and the incredible life that's in the ocean. You've got sand that's made of rock that's millions of years old, and corals that are millions of years old, ground down. That's our sand. I mean, cycles are happening, and they're happening in a much bigger time frame than we humans can really understand. And so that's when I get nervous. I just step back a couple more steps and go, okay, this has been going on. There are cycles unfolding. I don't understand it all, but I know that I'm part of it, and I'm an important part of it. We're all an important part of it. So there's some other things. I get so excited. So we've got all these cycles going on, and I feel like there's sort of a spiritual blueprint. That's just the way I do it. I don't know how you manage to get through this life, but I go, okay, I'm part of a bigger thing, and I'm part of this unfolding blueprint, and I'm trusting it. And the more I learn about how miraculous this world is, the just sort of, I guess, in a way, the more I can ease myself. For instance, they are finding out, and this is really new stuff, that all plants are communicating with one another through the fungal mycelia that is under the forest floor. And it's not very far under the floor. Oops, it's saying my internet's unstable, so I'll hope that I hang in here. We see the fruiting bodies, the mushroom, but underneath there's these white filaments that in a handful of soil, there's miles of it. And it's connecting everything together, and the trees are talking to one another, and they're helping one another. It's amazing. I mean, they are finding that when beetles attack one tree, the tree sends out a signal to warn every other tree around it, get ready, get your toxins ready, do what you need to do. There's just so much interdependence and interlocking. They're even calling this now the mycorrhizal network. And it's sort of like our neural network. Everything's hooked together, talking to each other. It's like the World Wide Web. I kind of hate to say that because I'm not all that fond of the World Wide Web, but it's that idea that everything's talking to everything else. So every piece of nature is important. And we are a part of that. We're not separate. Yes, we're pretty impactful, but we're part of that cycle and part of that situation. So I am going to know that spirit is unfolding us and unfolding us and unfolding us so that we might become just connected into, and maybe I want to say open to, how wonderful and important we are. Yeah, we got to do our part. We got to make good choices, but also just relaxing into the fact that we, just like the butterflies and the beavers and the seagulls and the whales and the plankton, all of it, we're all part of it. And the fact that everything came from that big burst stars. We are all of the stars, all of us. Everything on this planet comes from that. How could we not be all one? So with that idea and knowing that, like I said, I mean, yeah, science can sort of give us the cold hard facts of it, but even the scientists, especially if you listen to some of those like NOVA programs where these astrophysicists are talking about looking deep into the past space, and they get this look on their face and they go, it is just miraculous. And you can tell that they're trying to be scientists, and they got to be careful because their fellow scientists will like raise their eyebrows, but you can tell they all get it, that it's like the spiritual something. The spirit is like manifesting through all of this. It is just so big. I don't even know how to talk about it. Anyway, I think I've said almost everything I need to say. I'm going to read another poem because I love poems. I don't know where we are on time, but I'll assume that you get the point of what I'm saying, which is the excitement of all of this. And it is just amazing. Okay. I'm on here with my phone hotspot because my other Wi-Fi doesn't work very well. And my phone keeps buzzing over here. And it's like, really? Nobody calls me. Nobody does anything. Why now? So I'm afraid it's going to pop me off. But Spirit's in charge here. I'm still here. So here's my other Mary Oliver poem. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's like, relax. We're all part of it. It's unfolding. It's been unfolding for millennia. We need to do our part, and we need to just trust that we are in the bigger picture. We are unfolding just as it should be. So enjoy beauty, get yourself outside today. Look at, just look around and just enjoy everything that you're seeing, because wow, it's just a wow out there. Okay, another Mary Oliver poem. This one's called Such Singing in the Wild Branches. It was spring, and finally I heard him among the first leaves. Then I saw him clutching the limb in an island of shade, with his red-brown feathers all trim and neat for the new year. First, I stood still and thought of nothing. Then I began to listen. Then I was filled with gladness, and that's when it happened. When I seemed to float, I began to understand what the bird was saying, and the sands in the glass stopped for a pure white moment while gravity sprinkled upward like rain rising. And in fact, it became difficult to tell just what it was that was singing. It was the thrush for sure, but it seemed not a single thrush, but himself and all his brothers, and also the trees around them, as well as the gliding, long-tailed clouds in the perfectly blue sky. All of them were singing. So was I. Such soft and solemn and perfect music doesn't last for more than a few moments. It's one of those magical places wise people talk about. One of the things they say about it, that it's true, is that once you've been there, you're there forever. Listen, everyone has a chance. Is it spring? Is it morning? Are there trees near you? And does your own soul need comforting? Quick then, open the door and fly on your heavy feet. The song may already be drifting away. So blessings to you all. May just each and every one of you find the magic of your oneness in all life, and find that spirit accompanies us every step of the way with such magic and beauty. Blessed be, so it is. I think we've got a song that's just going to be wonderful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Trish. Great seeing and hearing you. Where are the dreams that we once had? This is the time to bring them back. What were the promises? Thought on the tips of our tongues. Do we forget or forgive? There's a whole other life waiting to live when one day we're brave enough to talk with conviction of the heart. And down your streets I've walked alone, as if my feet were not my own. Such is the path I chose. Doors I have opened and closed. And I'm tired of living this life, fooling myself, believing we're right. Whether I've given love with any conviction of the heart, with the earth, with the sky, one with everything in life. I believe we'll survive if we only try. How long must we wait to change this world, the abounding change that we live in? To know what it is to forgive and to be forgiven. It's been too many years of talking now. Isn't it time to stop somehow? Air that's too angry to breathe, water our children can't drink. You've heard it hundreds of times. You say you're aware, believe and you care. But do you care enough to talk with conviction of the heart? The earth with the sky, one with everything in life. I believe it will start with conviction of the heart, with the earth, with the sky, one with everything in life. I believe it will start with conviction of the water, one sky, only one world, only one life, with one dance. When will we live? Conviction of one world, one sky, one world. We've only got one chance to live in one life. I believe it's gonna only start conviction of the heart.
Yay!
Amen, amen.
Tell me to unmute. Am I doing something? I don't know where we are. I just got here.
You're live.
Yes.
Yes,
we're
I
live.
understand that, but I don't know where we are on the order of service.
Conscious giving.
Okay, perfect. Jump on and get going, Bev. I was just thinking about conscious giving, and I was thinking, you know, there aren't very many people on today, but those of us that are all conscious givers. I am pretty darn sure. And so as we either prepare our tithes, or as we think about our tithes that we've sent in or, you know, brought in or whatever, let's just know that we're grateful for those. And let's say together what we have on the screen here. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And that's the truth. It really does. And I receive all these gifts on behalf of Center of the Heart. And we are so grateful for everything that comes in that keeps the center going. And we appreciate each person that helps out and sends in their contribution. And we know that they do go forth in the world and do good work, because we go out and we send them to people.
Like I said,
I apologize.
Oh, I am so blessed.
I am so blessed
So grateful for all
that
that
I have internet.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
Everything I said before, I mean. And we are so grateful for all the contributions that come in, and we do use them to do good in the world. So thank you, everybody. Your turn, Roxy.
Okay, so. Bev, you go ahead and pray over the.
You want me to do the benediction? Did you do the announcements or?
No, you thank do the prayer of the blessing. Thank
I
you.
did that twice. Once before I was supposed to, and once when I was done.
Oh, you already did it. Okay. Do it again.
Okay, I'll do it again. We bless all these tithes, all this contribution, and we are just give our great thanks and appreciation for these contributions to our ministry. And we appreciate all the help that it does to grow our ministry. And we thank you for your kindness.
All right. Now I'll do the announcements. Okay. For any people who are out in YouTube land or are also our Zoom land, if you are in need of prayer, please type in practitioner in the chat. And then afterwards, we will do a 5-minute miracle prayer with the practitioner, which is Bev Berry, and also Trish. And then we can, and then if you're in the sanctuary, we've got Dara Lynn Finley also available for prayer. Our announcements are very short and sweet. To support this ministry, we've got The Prosperous Life, we've got Smile.Amazon, Venmo, and PayPal. And if you need any information about that, please see me. Reverend Miriam is healing, so just contact me. Um, also on Saturdays, we have, oh, it looks like I don't have Joanne Murmis's slide up from last. She just resumed coming to the center on Saturdays at 8:30 for Kundalini Yoga. You're not seeing the slide, but you can visit our website at www.centeroftheheart.com or look for our mailings, and it will tell you 8:30 here in the sanctuary and also on Zoom. She does a hybrid of Kundalini Yoga. And it's a wonderful way to connect with your body and the allness and isness that is the divinity within you. So if you need that, please partake of it. I've been doing it for many, many moons, and it's a wonderful way to spend your 8:30 in the morning on Saturdays with Joanne Murmis and Kundalini Yoga. Now, this slide that is up is about another opportunity for support and community. Lava Bai hosts Spruced Up Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Saturdays. It's a decluttering support group. Get the support you need to keep you motivated and moving on your personal projects. It's a lively, dedicated group that meets weekly to declutter, and the sessions are inspiring and transformational, no charge, and all are welcome. And then on Tuesdays, Kundalini Yoga returns on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. via Zoom, $10 a class. Visit our website to get the telephone number to contact Colleen McCarthy Evans, who is, a protege of Joanne Murmis. So she went into it after being in Joanne's classes. So Tuesdays and Thursdays on Zoom at 2 p.m. Then on Wednesdays, this is our opportunity to get together and pray. And at Wednesdays at 11:30, led by the practitioners and Reverend Miriam, we come together for an hour. It's called the Prayer Power Hour. And it's a wonderful way to unburden yourself from the burdens of just living and reconnect with God. Many miracles have occurred during this hour, and it improves and connects everyone with a supportive and prayerful community. All right. Then also on Wednesdays, Wednesday is at 1:30 p.m., led by Brian Bailey. He leads us in prayers to support the sinners, practitioners, the musicians, the reverend, and every member of our congregation. And it's just a wonderful way it's only like 15 to 20 minutes. Great way to just pray for your community, and Circle of Prayer 1:30 on Wednesdays. Then on Fridays, we have Living the Science of Mind study group, facilitated by yours truly, Fridays at 11 a.m. Learn how to use your inner God power for creating awareness of the ever-present good in your life, which in a nutshell just means you learn what Brother Ernie laid down in a way that is just wonderful. Okay, so that concludes our announcements, and now we're gonna go to Trish or is it
Yes.
Bev?
Now let's go with Trish.
Let's go with Trish. Okay, awesome.
That's okay. So our motto, miracles follow miracles, wonders always increase. I give thanks for this amazing day. And I just invite each and every one of you to connect today and every day in some way with the bigger world out there that you're a part of. And so, I know it sounds corny, but I spend a lot of time touching trees, and I find it really gives me a boost. And some scientists are saying, you never know, but some scientists are saying they hook trees and plants up to things. They're saying they like to be talked to, they like to be touched. Not all of them, kind of ask, but I think you can tell which one wants to be like in communion with you. And I think we can get a lot from that. Just if nothing more than just when I'm touching a tree and I'm having a problem in the moment and it seems big, and I go out and I just sit or look or touch a tree, I go, wow, you have seen a lot. You have been here a long time and you persevere and you're just allowing life to unfold. And for me, that settles me down. So I'm just inviting you, find the magic, find any way you can to just feel that part of what your oneness with the whole world around us and each other. We're all part of that too. And bless your day. So I'm gonna just pray us out with knowing that truly we are all one with this one life that is unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, spirit unfolding in so many myriad ways. I know that we are part of that. We are hooked up, hooked in, and aware. And so letting that blessing flow through us and come through, up through our feet and down through our heads, and just surrounding us in the kindness and in the gentleness and in the miracle of life. I know that each and every one of you go forward from this day, all is well, feeling good in your bodies, good in your mind, knowing that there are things that you can do each and every moment in prayer, especially to just make it unfold a little easier for us all. So blessing this time together, blessing Reverend Miriam, may she continue to heal and get well, blessing each and every one of us that are part of this call, and blessing each and every one of you listening, and of course, everything and everyone in this entire world. So all is well, on we go, blessed be, and so it is. And let's sing out with that, I release and I let go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life.
And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Wow.
Nobody died.
So this
Only
concludes
minor injuries.
celebration service. Thank you all for attending. And we have prayer available on Zoom,
Anyway.
right? Was I supposed to do that? This is crazy. Crazy.
You're in divine right timing, Bev.